Hello, my name is Tom Chick, and this is Radial-G Racing Revolved. Not Racing Evolved, Racing Revolved. Yep, you're not supposed to hit those red things, in case you couldn't tell. That slowed me down. They're called gates, by the way. Do not hit a gate. Pass through a gate. Racing Revolved is a creation from... What did I just say about the gates? Racing Revolved is a game from the UK. The developers are called Taneka Games, Tanneka. It has been in early access for a year or so. Actually, right in a year, I believe. Just hit 1.0. Also, in addition to not hitting gates, don't fall off the track. Try not to fall off the world. You will note there is no happy little cloud with a fishing pole that's going to retrieve you. So it's been in early access for about for a year. Just hit 1.0, although my copy says version 0.91. But it's supposedly final. As you can see, I am not on a track. I am basically riding a neon worm. This is there are 9 tracks in 3 different areas. Each area has 3 basically track configurations. Oh, this is great, by the way. I'm showing you how awesome I am at this by being in 16th place. This is the processing plant. And as you can see, we're kind of in an asteroid field. Presumably there's a plant in here that's processing stuff. I have there are no weapons in this, although on their website they do at one point. There's a mention on the website of there being weapons, but if there are weapons in here, I have not found any. Furthermore, I don't see anywhere on the controls where you could fire one off. The controls are very straightforward. I'm just holding down accelerate when I'm not hitting gates. My option, I can use a boost. Here I go, I'll use a boost, which might be why I'm in last place, because I'm not using boosts. There is collision detection, you can turn that off, but these vehicles do not pass through each other. Good lord. Yeah, so I'm in last place, this is terrible. So that's just a single-player race. Let me back out and show you the framework. So as I mentioned, there's 3 different areas. That was the processing plant. There's an area called Mobius. There's an area called the Dead Zone. Each area has an alpha, theta, and delta track. Let's now go to the campaign, and I'll show you the basic progression of this game. There's multiplayer. We'll get to that in a moment. So I just did a single race. Lap attack is you're just doing your best time. Great way to learn a track if you need to. Oh, 3 ships. I say 3 ships. There's a 4th ship you can unlock. The Hound is the one that seems to handle the best. Not seems to. You can see right there, those stats. Nobody... And by the way, I don't know why there's an empty handling slot, because you'll see nobody has better handling than that. There's a hypothetical 9th... What is that? 9? Well, additional hash mark that nobody gets. So this fellow's great at handling. He's got robust shields. Shields, by the way, are also your boost juice. This is the fast fella. This is the guy who's basically balanced, that I think they want you to take. Let's take this fast fella. I'll show you the career. I'll continue my career. I don't know why I'd want a new one. I guess sometimes you want to start over. So, like in Mario Kart, you get... I can't believe... Yeah, that's right. I said, like in Mario Kart. It's my frame of reference for racing games. There are 3 levels of racing. I was thinking of the 50cc, 100cc, and 150cc. Is it cc? Cubic centimeters? What? Cubic? I guess so. It's the size of the piston chamber? I don't know. At any rate, there are 3 levels here. There's tier 1 out of 3, which is the X1. Second one is X2, and then X3. I haven't got unlocked these 2 yet. There's no 4. Because I have to finish in each of these races. I've got my medals in these 2. In each campaign level, there are 6 basically kinds of races. The championship You know what? I haven't tried the champion. Let's look at that. Hot lap is just beating a certain time. Race no gates is you don't have those red things that you saw me drive through several times. Rival race is a one-on-one boss fight. Death race, okay, they call it that. There's just no respawning. And I'll tell you how you can get killed in a moment, even though there's no weapons. Eliminator is, I love this kind of mode. There's a timer, I think it's the default is 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds the timer expires and whoever's in last place is eliminated. Let's see what the championship is. Oh, she's going to dump me into... Okay, so 4 races. These, by the way, are the 2 views. There's the cockpit view and the external view. If you don't mind, I might shut up and just race for a minute so that I'm not visibly last in place. The pattern of this game, you are, as you can see, on this neon worm type thing. But the moment-to-moment strategy that you're trying to execute here is hitting these... There's a word for them, I forget what it is. We'll just call them boost pads. Because as you can see, that's what seems to be keeping me in first place. That little blue bit that I just flew through will recharge my shields. What are my shields, you ask? Glad you asked. Why is that clacking like that? I guess just showing me we're crossing a threshold for timing. There's a picture of my ship in the very center of my cockpit there. Around it, over the top, that purple bar, those are my shields. If I hit, I think, another racer or a gate, I lose my shields. To the right is my speedometer, that's sort of light blue. Ideally, that's always going to be filled up. To the left, that green, that is my level of boost. As you can see, when I drive over the green pads, I keep it up. If I'm not over a green pad, I can hold down the A button. So the default, you can set it to whatever you like. I'm using a gamepad controller, of course. And it will eat up your shields in exchange for raising your boost level. And as I mentioned, the moment-to-moment of this game is just trying to keep that boost level as high as you can, as often as you can. When you jump, you gain speed. So here, look, it's filling up, that filled up my shields, which lets me hold down the boost if I want. And the only reason, and here's the finish line, the only reason not to have your shields full is because when you bang into gates or other drivers, you take some damage. Alright, first place for the first race. Let's move on. And remember, this is X1, so this is for babies, basically. This was developed by Tanaka Games for... Actually, I don't know for specifically. I'm going to go to the external view. You know, they made these ship graphics, and then they put you in a cockpit. Although I guess you could say they make the cockpit graphics, and they put you outside the ship. Oh, I do like this, by the way. You see the... Because we're on a worm, on a tube here, I may not be able to see the other side of the tube, so they just draw a racer-colored band. Oh, this is so... Yeah, so sometimes you flip to the outside, and... Oh, well, I did not work that out very well. I have not seen this track. How am I supposed to... I guess by holding in the middle. Okay. Oh, shit, I'm okay. I was telling you guys something and I forgot what it was. Oh.
Warning.
Oh, right. So, because there's a tube here and I can't see what's on the other side, if I want to know when I'm coming up to a racer, there's a band. There's a colored band that shows where on the tube that racer is. So obviously the gimmick here is you can only be on part of one hemisphere of the worm. As I started to say before, and got sidetracked because I fell off the world, the folks at Tanaka, they made this... Good lord. Not specifically, but this was something that is mentioned several times in bullet points for this game. This is something they're obviously focusing on. This supports the Oculus Rift. They seem to really want to tap into first generation of folks willing to strap clumsy-looking things onto their faces to play video games. That's not me. Lord, wow. Ah! This the AI hit the gates as well. So, this works fine without the Oculus Rift. As you can see, here I am on my regular computer. But I imagine the idea is that you play like this, and holy cats, it blows your mind because you're really there. Okay, so there you can see I have basically no shields. If this is a death race, I would not get any either. Why aren't I... Okay. I felt like I should have been... I guess these aren't boost pads. The green arrows telling me which way to go. Stupid gate. Fifth place, I'll take that. I've done far worse in my day. Folks who fondly recall the Wipeout games can see an obvious influence there. Although Wipeout didn't have the whole ride the snake conceit. As you are coming around these bends, I think the idea is you want to be on the inside of the bend, so you can more readily see where the boost pads are coming up. When I'm on the outside like that, I can't see over the hump. The tracks are rated easy, medium, and hard. As I said, there are 3 areas: processing plant, the dead zone, and Mobius. Each one has an alpha, theta, and delta track. This blue stuff, by the way, just means I'm going to switch from the inside of the track to the outside. I'm guessing this is one of the harder tracks. Set the AI to easy, medium, hard. It's a pretty straightforward thing. Alright, so this one I need to... Oh, shoot, I thought I was going to pull that off. Warning. And there's the finish line. 5th place, I'll take that. My points for the race. So that's nothing too surprising. Of course, you've seen those sort of championship things in racing games. It looks... I'm going to damn it with faint praise and say it looks fine. It looks kind of flat, to be perfectly honest. Like, Wipeout always had this super cool, futuristic glow. I don't know, it's flat. Is that fair to call this flat? Now, there was something that blew up. What was that? I thought there were no weapons in this game. Racing games are a tough genre because there are so many really amazing ones out there. Alright, whatever blew up, I don't think it's anything that was it was anybody shooting anyone else. Ow. Warning. Your shields, by the way, do, if you look at the shield bar along the top of my display there, I believe they slowly regenerate. That's not slowly regenerating. Yeah, it is, very slowly. Look at this, watch me expertly navigate these gates. How about that? So yeah, if you've got an Oculus Rift and you're really looking for stuff to feed your face with, here's an option. And if you don't have an Oculus Rift, well, you're not really... There's no reason not to play this anyway. Other than, yes, something's blowing up. I don't know what that is. Other than, oh, it looks like asteroids flying around. Like environmental hazards? Is that the idea? Cute. I'm kind of unimpressed with this. It's fine, and there's no... And I don't feel, by the way, a game needs this, but there's no sort of upgrade system or persistence. There's only unlocking the tracks. There are no real unlockables. And it's tough for a game to get away with that these days. It has to be really, really good, I think, to survive without that kind of artificial hook for players. Warning. Oh, you know what? I know what that blinking is. It's probably my shield's being low. No? Yeah? Maybe? If I die, by the way, it just is a time setback, unless it's a death race, in which case when you die, you are out. And I can go back onto the worm. Oh, I missed it. I mean, I guess this has a more serious... this definitely has a more serious bend than Mario Kart, but... There's no, I don't want to say there's no physics, because that's not really true, but... There's no... So in Mario Kart, part of the strategy And this isn't true of just Mario Kart, by the way. In any good racing game, there are things like grip and slide and braking that you have to deal with. I don't think there's any reason, and I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any reason to let off the accelerate button. Like, I'm just holding it down. And there's nothing like a slide like in Mario Kart where you do that slippy thing and your wheels start to spark and it gives you a boost. There's a word for that, I don't know what it is. So this is just me going forward, holding down the accelerate button. And then rolling around this tube. You're probably bored of this already. Because you know what? I kind of am. I appreciate what they're going for, and I imagine if you were stuck with an Oculus Rift to your face, maybe you might want to watch something like this. Personally, I'd rather drive it this way. Alright, let's finish this. Oh, you know what? Let me finish the race because I want to show you. I say there's no real persistence. There kind of is. That's kind of wrong. I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. This being the X1 campaign. Don't be too impressed that I'm in first place. And cruising over the finish line. How about that? Okay, one more race, and that'll get me the trophy in the championship. When you boot this up, it asks if you want to start Radial-G Racing Revolved, or do you want to start Radial-G Racing Revolved in DX9? Found that kind of endearing. I haven't been asked if I wanted to play something in DX9 in I don't know how long. It's kind of like renting a movie and they ask if you want the DVD version. You don't... Oh, see, I blew that guy up, but my shields are critical. You don't configure your ship, there's no sort of tuning or part upgrading, there's no customization. And again, I'm not saying there needs to be. It's just a game like this that I find otherwise kind of flat. It can benefit from looks like that. Alright, so I gotta do 3 laps of this. Warning. Oh, there, I just died. Still in first place, though. And I hate to say it. You know what, I'm not gonna... Well, I was gonna say I hate to say it, and I said I'm not gonna say it, but I normally think of this sort of thing, and this is... There's no call for me to say this, but I normally think of this as the sort of thing that I'd play on a console system in my living room. But frankly, there's really no reason to say that anymore. I mean, PC games support controllers just fine. But you know, there are... I guess there still is this idea of couch games that you sit back and play. And desk games that you lean forward to play. And this sort of thing is definitely a couch game. I, for the most part, am just steering is not that well. The only real track features, as far as, you know, there are the boost pads, but the only real gimmicks are the gates, these little forks right here where the worm splits apart, and then the enclosed areas where you can drive on the roof. Not roof, there's no up and down, on the outer shell. Oh, see that blue band up there? I really like that I can see that from a distance. Once there's some separation amongst all the racers. Oh, I'm lapping this poor fella. Warning. Alright, so there, I've just done a championship. I definitely came in first place. We'll see that I get a gold. Now watch this. I said there's no persistence. Check this out. Yeah? What do you think of that? I just leveled up. Check out what I get for my level. Watch this. Nothing. I don't know why. Yeah, so I'm level 3 at this game. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to see that. All right, so here's the campaign mode. I don't know. You want me to show you the different uh, the different modes you can play? It's I can set up a race in any one of those modes. Oh, here's what I wanted to show you. So Radial-G Racing Revolved came out today. Is it that new? It's a very recent game. Let's go look for a multiplayer game. I'm in America. I'm recording right now about 9 o'clock at night, California time. Well, online, I definitely want the balanced one, don't I? Alright, let's join a game. There's the game list. The developer's hosting a server. Nobody's in the lobby. And it's the game's first week out. I kind of feel sorry for developers when they go through all the trouble of making multiplayer support and they don't get a player base. Fortunately, I do not have to sit here and wait for 15 other players. It supports up to 16 players. I don't have to wait for... Oh, I think the multiplayer does something egregious like... I thought I read 30 players. Don't quote me on that. But I know when you play against the AI, it supports 16 players. So I fortunately don't have to sit here and wait for that number of other players. And boy, I've seen some racing games that do that, and I have no idea what they're thinking. Instead, I can fix my game controller and set that up, and then I can start race. Look, I'm the only guy on the server. Watch this. So, am I on an empty track? No, there's AI there. There is some kind of boost, which I think the starting boost, which is like, what, hit your... I don't know if I did it. How come my exhaust is yellow and theirs is blue? Actually, you know what? I don't know if this is true, but if I was a game developer, I would make... Oh, geez. If I was a game developer, I would make that be the distinction between AI players and human players. So, as I was saying before, I don't really think that there's any reason that I would keep playing this. As a matter of fact, after I'm done showing it to you guys, it's kind of harsh, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to uninstall it. I don't have an Oculus Rift, so that does nothing for me, the fact that it supports that. Oh, I thought I hit that blue thing. I just don't feel that there's enough strategic interaction to really make me want to keep playing. There isn't any sort of artificial hook with customization or unlockables. Oh, how do I get it? Oh, that one. It just automatically sends me to the outside. And again, visually, it just looks, and I'm sorry to damn it with faint praise, but it just looks fine. Fine. It looks fine. Like that sort of thing. And you know what? There's no reason for me to finish this race. You've pretty much seen all that there is. Radial-G Racing Revolved, out now on Steam for the PC. It has Oculus support. I forgot if I mentioned this, but if you have an Oculus and want to play this on your Oculus Rift, first of all, if you have an Oculus, haha. Second of all, if you have an Oculus and you want to play this on your Oculus, the boot up screen says something oddly about, hey, email this address to get your Oculus home key. And then you can play on your Oculus. I don't know what that means. Is there some crazy copy protection stuff going on with the Oculus that I don't understand? So there you go. A game for your Oculus. Maybe the closest we have to a latter-day Wipeout for the time being. Radial-G Racing Revolved. Thanks for watching. I have been Tom Chick. I look forward to showing you more games later.